NAIDOC Week has spotlighted key issues across the country, from calls to a treaty in Tasmania to international recognition of Aboriginal art and voices. In Tasmania, the Truth-Telling and Healing Commission has been met with criticism from Aboriginal leaders demanding a state-based treaty and land justice, while the Greens have pledged to push for urgent reform. On the global stage, Yolngu artists were celebrated at New York's Met Museum, showcasing the power and reach of Indigenous art. Closer to home, Whadjuk creative Christopher Saunders shares his experience walking at the Australian Fashion Week, crediting Blacklist for helping elevate First Nations talent and storytelling. More of that later. Kaya, I'm Leanne Djilandi Dolby, and this is the National Indigenous Times Daily Bulletin for the 8th of July 2025. The coronial inquest into the 2019 police shooting of 19-year-old Walpiri man Kumanjai Walker found the death was avoidable and underscored systemic racism within the Northern Territory Police Force. Coroner Elizabeth Armitage concluded the former officer Zachary Rolfe, who shot Walker, was racist and operated within a culture that tolerated such behaviour. She rejected the notion that Rolfe's conduct was an isolated incident, noting his history of dehumanising Aboriginal people. The findings sparked calls from politicians, advocates and human rights bodies for urgent police reform, including the establishment of independent complaints bodies. The coroner also criticised the justice system's failure to rehabilitate Walker, who had been incarcerated from a young age, and highlighted the need to address the broader structural injustices faced by Indigenous communities. The official opening of the Michael C. Rockefeller Wing at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Met, in New York marked a historical moment for Aboriginal Australia as Yolngu artists and dancers from Buku Langai Mulka Centre in Yirrkala performed the dawn ceremony, including senior artist Milman Yir Dharmarangi and lead dancer Yinimala Gumana. The exhibition features works by late celebrated artist Noongar Nation, highlighting her innovative use of recycled printer toner on bark to depict ancestral stories. Her inclusion in the gallery underscores the influence of Yolngu art. The event celebrates New York's long engagement with Aboriginal Australian art, notably the Asia Society's past exhibitions and discussions. The latest recognition positions Aboriginal art as a centre to global conversations in contemporary art and cultural history. NAIDOC celebrations in Tasmania have reignited debate over state-based treaty with Aboriginal people. While the state government recently announced a Truth-Telling and Healing Commission, many leaders and groups, including the Tasmanian Aboriginal Centre, have rejected the initiative, arguing it lacks meaningful action and does nothing to address land return or sovereignty. Campaigner Nala Mansell criticised both major parties for failing to commit to a treaty, while the Greens reaffirmed their strong support for a treaty, land return and heritage protection. As Tasmania prepares for a state election on July the 19th, the future of reconciliation and justice for Aboriginal communities has emerged as a key issue. Whadjuk creative and storyteller Christopher Saunders recently reflected on his debut at the Australian Fashion Week 2025, where he walked for designer Jordan Gogos after being scouted on the street. Represented by Blacklist, a First Nations-led agency, Saunders described the experience as transformative and empowering. Initially hesitant to join the industry, he credited Blacklist for amplifying Black voices and inspiring him to pursue global opportunities. With a passion for creativity across multiple disciplines, Saunders embraces every chance to uplift others and share Aboriginal stories. Looking ahead, he urges audiences to support First Nations talents and watch this space for what's next. The Tasmanian Aboriginal Legal Service has welcomed a move allowing eligible prisoners to vote in the upcoming state election. This is the first time that this has occurred in over a decade. TAL's CEO Jake Smith emphasised that voting is a fundamental right, praised the collaboration between the Tasmanian Prison Service and Electoral Commission for enabling access. With Aboriginal Tasmanians significantly overrepresented in the prison system, Smith and Custodial Inspector Richard Connock both highlighted the voting restrictions disproportionately impact Indigenous people. While mobile polling will be available in prisons, current laws still bar those serving sentences over 3 years from voting, an issue Towles and Connock urged to be reviewed. And that's today's daily news roundup from the National Indigenous Times. For more news, head to nit.com.au and sign up for our free newsletter.